morning, New York. Good afternoon, Jerusalem, and good Erev Shabbos, world. So, seeing as how it is Erev Shabbos, my friends, I want to talk to you very, very quickly. I would say maximum 30 minutes, maximum. I want to talk to you guys about this DeBlasio thing again. I've had an opportunity to do some thinking about it for a couple of days. And I've had an opportunity also to see kind of the reactions to what happened, to what Mayor DeBlasio said, or what he tweeted, rather. And I will say this. I will say that, again, as I said before, even if we give him the benefit of the doubt and we say that he's not an anti-Semite, the firestorm that he unleashed, if you look at the Twitter feed, obviously we understand that, not such fun things are coming to the Jewish community, the whole Jewish community, not just in New York, but in America, really, right? So we understand that. We understand that was coming anyway, but all it was going to take was one kind of triggering moment, and looks like we got it, right? So now that we've got it, let's just accept that we've got it. Let's accept that it happened, that this was the moment, and now we see what to do about it, what the ramifications will be, what our next steps are. Because at the end of the day, as I told Dov Hikind, or addressed towards Dov Hikind, we can sit around and we can ask for apologies, and we can yell out, shame on you, and we can say, look what you did, and blah blah blah. That's not going to do us any good, because at the end of the day, if you look at Jewish history, look at 2,000 or 3,000 years of Jewish history. As a good friend of mine put it, whose 40th birthday is today, by the way, Mazel Tov to her. As she puts it, nobody cares, and we can scream from the mountaintops, shame on you, please apologize, nobody cares. So, with that said, I saw a video actually made or posted by Dov Hikind on his wall of people, Jews in New York, people who call themselves, they use the term Jewish New Yorkers, right? Okay. And they all say, I'm very offended at this tweet. I'm very appalled by this. I've been quarantining since such and such time. I'm this. I'm that. Okay. And how dare you, vilify an entire community for the actions of a few. So, I just want to say two things, and these things kind of exist, really on two levels, but really they're one thing. The first thing is that people just are forgetting, it seems to me, that, and it's interesting because it's Orthodox Jews we're talking about here. Orthodox Jews are forgetting, the words of our sages, or the words of what, that are written in our deepest sources, right? That talk about how we are, we accepted the Torah, for example, as Am Echad Lev Echad, right? One nation, one heart. What does that mean? That means that we are a connected organism, where everybody's connected to everybody else, right? And I'll tell you guys something. The guys who are appalled at this, and I'm also appalled at this, but at the same time, not really. I'll tell you guys, I'm part of the Russian Jewish community, and a lot of secular Russian Jews actually wrote in the comments, different comment sections, DeBlasio is right. These people, what they're doing, these 2,500 people, whatever they did at this wedding, are going to, are giving the rest of us a bad name, right? They said something akin to, like, we have enough anti-Semitism, these guys, whatever, they're giving us a bad name. What you have to understand, when these people say this, what in essence what they're saying is actually true. Remember those commercials in the late 80s, early 90s for New York Telephone in New York? We're all connected, New York Telephone. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jewish people are all connected, whether you like it or not. So yes, DeBlasio is basically deriding the entire body for the actions of the foot, or the toe, or I don't know, the fingernail, right? But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it just goes to show that our enemies, there's an emes in what our enemies or what people who hate us say about us, or even if they say that when they say it accidentally, there's an emes, there's a truth to it, deep truth when they say the Jewish community. He didn't say Hasidic. His first reaction was not to say the Hasidic community of Williamsburg, to write that whole sentence out. His first reaction, his first response, his first subconscious, like, deep-seated thing was to say the Jewish community, right? It just means that we are all connected. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all connected. And, the second thing that I would say to these people is, at the end of the day, hi, you guys like to call yourselves Jewish New Yorkers. You only really have one home. Actually, you know what? Let me show you. Let me show you what home is. Here, this is home. This is home. This is home. You see? Not a cloud in the sky. Not a cloud. Here, see? There's the flag. I know some of you don't hold by the flag, Tzionim, Medinas Israel, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is home, ladies and gentlemen, home. Yeah, there you go. More flags. It's waiting for you. It is waiting for you, ladies and gentlemen, you Jewish New Yorkers, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, our enemies are telling us that it's time. Our enemies usually, they send us signals. The question is, are we listening? Hashem sends us signals. Hashem sends us signals. And it's interesting because this time around, this is already preceding the Geulah, right? How do we know that? Because, listen, in the previous times that these things happened in Jewish history, we were like downtrodden, and we were, we didn't have our own country. We were walking around in the Pale of Settlement or wherever we were, and it just kind of it was like par for the course. But now we have the power. It's like that song, I have the power. Shalom from Alabama. Yes, how's it going? Trying to get the wine to you guys. It's like that song, I have the power. We got the power. We're in the government, we're in the banks, we're in Hollywood, whatever's left of it after this whole nonsense. We're everywhere. We own the sports teams. Louis Farrakhan said, David Stern, Bud Selig. Who else did he say? Gary Bettman. Ladies and gentlemen, look it up. YouTube. Louis Farrakhan, Jewish sports franchise owners. And the slaves on that plantation are LeBron James and Kobe Bryant of blessed memory. But who are the slave plantation owners? David Stern, Silver, the guy who's now the commissioner of the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the power. We got the power. You believe you me. And you know what? We're about to learn a hard lesson. And this DeBlasio moment was just a trigger. You know what these lefties say? I'm triggered. It was just a trigger. It was a real trigger. Because you should read, like as Dov Hikind said, you should read the comment section in that tweet. It's not even about the tweet, it's the comment section. Because he can apologize, he can say this, he can say that, I love these people, I love this, I love that, I made a mistake, and maybe he did, maybe he's just an idiot, maybe he's just an absent-minded schmuck, right? Maybe it's just an absent-minded schmuck. Let's give him the benefit of that. But what he unleashed, what his absent-mindedness unleashed, it didn't really unleash it, it just kind of gave it carte blanche to be itself, really. Which is, this kind of latent anti-Semitism that already exists, right? But ladies and gentlemen, this is all from Hashem. This is all preceding the Geulah. It's all from Hashem. Just like the Corona thing is from Hashem, just like China, just like Russia, just like Iran. It's all this orchestrated, nice little chess game before the big show, ladies and gentlemen. It's all there. And we just have to see it, instead of sitting around, I'm a Jewish New Yorker. Most of those people in that video, Orthodox Jews. I'm a Jewish New Yorker, born and raised in New York, born in this, born in that. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I was born in Lvov, okay? Does that make me a Jewish Ukrainian? No, it doesn't make me a Jewish Ukrainian or Jewish Lvivianian or Lvovite. I was born in Lvov because my ancestors were kicked out of Israel and they roamed around Europe, and they finally ended up. Actually, my great grandfather ended up and my grandfather on my dad's side was in Berdichev, a very famous place. My mother's side ended up in Kiev. You know, some people ended up in Odessa. Some people ended up in Moldova. Some people ended up in I don't know, whatever. And then my parents, and then their parents ended up in Lvov after the war. And then my parents were born in Lvov. I was born in Lvov. When I was 6, I left Lvov. I went to New York. Okay, I lived in New York. I was a Jewish guy living in New York, and now I'm an Israeli. I got an Israeli citizenship, and I'm not fluent in Hebrew, unfortunately. I understand a lot, working on it. But I'm home. I'm home, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Some of you people, the people in the video, I didn't even grow up like them. I grew up the first 30 years of 20, or let's say 28, 29 years of my life. I wasn't davening 3 times a day for Zion and for Jerusalem to be built or for the Sanhedrin. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. I'm not even going to tell you what I was doing. I wasn't that bad. I wasn't that bad. But I'm not going to get into it, okay? But I sure as hell wasn't davening 3 times a day and steiging and, learning Gemara and doing mitzvahs and, as you guys say, mitzvahs at the koisel with the Torah. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. Okay. And, I got bit by a bug and now I'm here. I'm here in Jerusalem. 25-minute walk from the old city. Baruch Hashem, when I'm watching you guys, I'm a Jewish New Yorker. Dude, come on, enough already. Enough. You didn't learn from Germany, you didn't learn from Russia, you didn't learn from Ukraine, Iraq, the Farhud, North Africa, Syria, France, Crusades, Spain. You guys, we're not learning. We're just not learning. It just seems to me we're not learning. We're just going along 2,000 years of Jewish history, and we're just ain't nothing going on but the rent, and we can't even pay that anymore. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know, guys. So, listen, just to close off, just remember. We're all connected. We are all connected. Yeah, whatever these Hasidim did in Williamsburg, fortunately, Kol Yehudim Aravim Zelazeh. Every Jew is another Jew's guarantor. All right? That doesn't mean we should be, people should walk around and kill us and discriminate against us. That's not what it means. But we should understand that, listen, yeah, there's a truth to what our enemies say. There's a truth to what these secular Russian Jews said. That these guys, we have to pay for the, what these guys did. Okay, but you know what? If it wasn't going to be this, it was going to be something else, ladies and gentlemen. Sooner or later, it's like that song, one way or another, one way or another, I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you. That's what they're singing. That's what they're singing privately in their homes or in their heads, these people. And you know what? We got an army. We're trying to form a government. Hopefully it'll be formed. Some way, somehow, we'll figure it out. We have a state. We have a land. We're going to keep building and building and building. We're going to annex the cradle of our civilization very soon, God willing. Zvat Hashem. And we'll have room for way more people. Yeah? We're one organism, my friend Rahel is writing. We're going to have room for way more people. Technically, our sages explain that I think we're going to have room for about 50 million Jews in Israel. 50. Not 1-5, but 50, ladies and gentlemen. So, prove urvu, as they say. Be fruitful and multiply. Okay? So, we're going to do it. It's going to happen. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I saw this coming even when I was in America. I was observing it. Even before all these attacks started, I was like, this stuff's gonna start just like it began. Again, it's not gonna be sanctioned by the government of America. It's not gonna be the majority of Americans. It's gonna be pockets of certain instances all around the country, and it's going to be enough of a. It's not gonna, I don't use the word nuisance. It's going to be enough of a threat to where Jews will finally wake up and understand. Okay, maybe it's time to pack our stuff, as I said before, in a nice Samsonite luggage, and just what are the Beatles saying? One way ticket to ride. Oh no, she's got a ticket. It's not one way ticket is another song. Yeah, I apologize, but one way ticket. One way ticket. Ah, to the moon. Yes, to the moon. Abba. One way ticket to the moon. In this case, it's one way ticket to Yerushalayim, to Ben Gurion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're waiting. Or as Judge Smales said in Caddyshack, well, we're waiting. Shabbat Shalom.